Well, here we are, folks. We're gonna watch The Conjuring 2 today. We are back, baby! Welcome to December's installment of SCAREDY CAT with me, the SCAREDY CAT in question. Ever since I watched The Conjuring, the original, the first installment in this franchise, I have gotten so many requests from you guys to watch the second one. Some of you, I think, even make the case that the second one is even better than the first. I enjoyed the first. I think my experience was a little bit different because I watched Exorcist not long before I eventually watched Conjuring, so there was a lot of comparisons going on in my mind, but in hindsight, I don't know. At the time, I didn't think The Conjuring scared me that much, but now that I'm sat here getting ready to go in for round 2, I'm like, frick, I don't want to, because at least I know what I'm up against now. I have an idea of my opponent here. The fear in The Conjuring is certainly drawn out. They build up the anticipation, so I think I know that a little bit going in, but then they had some massive jump scares that really stopped my heart and took years off of my life. So whether they employ the same formula or not, I guess I don't really know. Here I was thinking I thought I had an idea going in. I'm a little bit better prepared, but am I? Who knows? Regardless, this has been highly requested since I watched the first installment, and this won by a very high margin in my recent community post where I polled you guys of what you would like to see for our December horror film reaction. So what better way to start feeling merry and bright, y'all? Honestly though, if I'm being entirely honest, I kind of start to crave these. I get a little bit like, I start to get jumpy if I don't have a horror reaction in the queue. This is starting to become part of my regular day-to-day life now. Y'all, I find myself wanting to watch horror movies in my spare time, so I don't know what that says about me or the horror film reactions endeavors on this channel. Perhaps they are sinking in deeper than I thought, altering my psyche, but if I'm being truthful, I've been really looking forward to this. Neighbor's dog, please don't bark your head off at me. I am sorry in advance. Without further ado, let's go. It looks like we're traveling across the pond for this one. They outsource the Warrens head over to London to help a single mother of 4 and her possessed daughter. Well, great.
After everything we've seen, there isn't much that rattles either of us anymore.
Well, don't tell me this is about to be the first.
This one still haunts me.
Great. It's fine, I can take it. Amityville.
The church had reached out to us for help.
Okay, we ready? Then let's get started.
Envision yourself in a halo of glowing white light. It will protect you. Ronnie DeFeo had brutally murdered his entire family in this house. He had been under the influence of something demonic.
Side note, unrelated to everything, but she is so beautiful, y'all. She's my comfort character in all this. Curious if something's gonna happen to her in this one, though, because her husband was very concerned that she was, weakened, being put through the ringer. Wait, what?
What did you do?
Oh, so she's like, it's like she's a clairvoyant, so she's, I guess, spiritually retracing his steps. No. I was holding strong, y'all.
What is happening?
Oh, well. Y'all know how I feel about little kid ghosts, demons, ghouls, and goblins. Hello. Huh? Oh no. Oh god. Motherfricker frick fudge. I've seen that frickin' nun. I've seen that freaking nun online. Oh, I didn't think that was in it.
This is as close to hell as I ever want to get.
No, not again. Not another time. Lorraine Warren's investigation into the Amityville haunting sparked a media firestorm and catapulted them into the public eye. Meanwhile, a haunting that many would later compare to Amityville was unfolding thousands of miles away in Enfield, England. It would draw the Warrens into one of their most diabolical cases. Based on the true story, team! Oh, what a transition. London calling, y'all, yes! Okay, I'm living my best life right now, because I freaking love London.
Hello, how's your day? Not good. It's a long story, I'll tell you later.
Okay, well, the soundtrack slaps so far. Whatever the frick happens here, though, you know it must have been so bad if it brought the Warrens all the way over from America.
Janet, your head mistress who says that you was caught smoking.
I wasn't.
How can you stand there and lie to me
I'm
like
not
that?
lying. Yes, she is. It's all over the school. Said we were...
Hi, Billy, I didn't get
Get me
bloody
some-
biscuits because we don't have any bloody money!
You better quit messing with that and brush your teeth. Alright.
No, not another child's music box. Oh, she's Ouija boarding.
Camilla and I made it at school. Come on, I'll show you.
Just when I was beginning to think, well, it's clear they've been living here for a while. They didn't just move in.
What should I ask?
The
No,
Ouija.
whatever you want.
Are there any spirits here that want to communicate with us?
Well, now there will be.
Don't worry about it. It's just a stupid game. Is it real?
That is especially... I mean, that's what Reagan had. It was the Ouija board. It's gotta be the source. They've been living here. Clearly. Doing alright. Is that the Barney theme song that's been... I don't like the loud knocking. Oh.
Why are you pounding on the door?
No.
Oh god. The cooked man? Oh, crooked.
Alright, come on. Off to bed with you. Night, boys.
Night, Mom.
Alright, come on, Stone Cold. Whatever spirits they must have summoned though with the Ouija board were they just dormant?
No. Stop it.
Janet, wake up. You're dreaming. This is my house. Janet, who are you talking to?
You have to go away.
You're the one trespassing. Janet, wake up. Janet, it's all right. It's all right.
No.
Stay away from Billy. What you doing? There's no one here.
This is my house.
What the fudge? Ew! Oh! No. No, some still. Yeah, keep that on. Keep that on. Frick now though, is it gonna get this kid? What was? Is it just me or was there somebody sitting in that chair? I think there was somebody. Motherfricker. Trying to wake up your whole family. Oh, frick that. No. Like, how is that not waking up everybody else in the freaking house? They all sleep with their doors wide open. No. Ah! Oh, God! Jesus Christ, Jesus! Oh, oh, that mother. Jesus Christ, Jesus!
Someone in my tent!
Just sprayed my throat, screaming, mother of God, oh Jesus. Oh. Just when I thought I had everything under control and I knew their game plan, I was like, this is exactly the friggin' same as the first one. The way they're building the up.
See?
God. I literally just... I'm telling you, somebody was in that chair. This is the rocking chair. That. Jesus Lord. Okay, this is already, I feel like, infinitely worse than the first one. Oh my God.
Nearly gave me a heart attack. What are you doing down here?
I think I've been sleepwalking again.
You're burning up. Come on.
The chair's still gonna be going. I think I just did serious damage to my voice box, y'all. Oh.
When are you gonna leave that posh school, eh? Get yourself a proper man's job down the street. Within minutes. I stand before you tonight.
No, get it together. Get it back together. Come on. Recenter.
Hodgson residence. Do you know when you'll be home? Bagman.
Okay. I feel like it's gotta be the spirit of like a grown man. Something keeps censoring around that armchair. The man's scream. I was right. Unfortunately, that. God, I'm not ready. Ah! Jesus Christ. Oh, no. I was too overly confident. I came into this. Oh, frick. No, I don't like that.
You get inspired?
I don't know if I call it that. Saw this thing. When I woke up, couldn't get out of my head.
Oh! She's like, yeah, about that.
We need to stop. We could still do the lectures, but no new cases.
Well, they're about to get pulled out of their short-lived retirement.
What are you doing that for?
In case I go sleepwalking again.
Ow! How did that not concuss her? Come on. Stone Cold. Recenter. Serenity now. Not me looking back to my door like I always freaking do. I closed it this time and I locked it. I was ready, y'all. Please no. No.
Johnny?
Okay, that's not that bad. Not that bad. Oh. Fudge. Serenity now. Fudge. Serenity now. Just do it. God, don't turn your back. No, 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 no. Oh god. I really don't like this. Just do it. Oh! What the fudge?
Have you two been playing with this? I don't want to hear another word. Now get back to bed. The lot of you!
Oh! Well, that was fast. Yeah. Yes! For once, somebody listens and leaves. Leaves the house.
Police are at our house.
Oh, what are they doing here?
Oh, I called him.
So, man, you didn't actually see the man yourself? No?
Okay, so this spirit isn't being elusive. Is he rearranging? Or are they gonna find like an animal in their walls and blame it all on that?
It's coming from inside the wall.
Well, there's nothing we can do about that.
We can file it. I think this is a bit beyond us. The priest at our church is a family friend. I'll ask him to call on you.
God dang it, why does it always follow them home?
What's wrong? Who's that?
Please, Jesus. Oh, hey. Ah! Oh, is it just a painting? No, 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 no. Yo, this one's way worse than the first one. Am I wrong? No. Just leave. Just, go. Oh, the eyes. It's her. It's real. That's not the painting. That's not the painting. That's not the painting. Oh, fudge. Come on, Lorraine. This ain't your first rodeo. You've got this. You've still got this. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. No, frick. Well, Merry Christmas, y'all.
I'm sorry, Lorraine.
Well, bad omens for her husband, Ed. Why is he sorry? Is it because he knows they're gonna take on another case and break the arrangement they made to not summon this shiz into their house anymore?
My name's Kent Allen. We're with the television news program Wide Angle.
I'd rather not have my business spread all over the telly if you don't mind.
Getting your side of the story out might be your best chance of finding help.
How does it feel living in a haunted house?
It's been getting worse since Mr. Grove started talking to it.
I wonder what would happen if we tried talking to it now. Is anybody there? Janet, are you all right? Janet.
Stop
calling me Janet.
Well, what should I call you?
You don't belong here. This is my home. Get out now. My name is Bill Wilkins. I come from the grave. And I fell asleep and I died in the chair in the corner.
Not explained it.
Why don't you just leave us alone?
Shut up, you old cow!
I mean, listen, if they had this on real recordings, if this was a real televised interview, it's pretty hard for an 11-year-old girl to imitate that kind of voice. But I like how they showed, these broadcasters are kind of just, like, exploiting it. He was loving it. As soon as she started acting all weird, you could see his eyes light up like it's great for material.
Get out now. Bill. And I'm 72 years old.
He sounds confused. Is he senile?
The voice on this tape is coming from an 11-year-old girl.
The family's reached out to the church for help?
Yes, the case has turned into a media circus over there. They're calling it England's Amityville. Well, the church's ability to help people depends on its reputation. We'd like you to fly to London. Now, you don't have to do anything. If it is a hoax, you just turn around and leave.
Well, thank you for your faith in us.
She really doesn't freaking want to.
They don't want us to get involved. Just observe and report back.
I had a vision in Amityville. It was the same one I had 7 years ago.
That's right, she never told him what she saw.
You locked yourself away.
You've seen it too. The demon in your painting is real. It's a warning. If we keep doing this, you're going to die.
And if God is showing you my death, then he's doing it for a reason. We don't run from fights.
You have to promise me that we're just there to observe. Promise me, Ed.
I promise.
I think he's gonna break his promise. She had a vision of him apologizing, so...
Here we are. We've managed to capture some amazing things. I think you'll be very impressed when you see.
Great.
And this is Peggy Hodgson.
Nice to meet you.
How do you do?
It's my wife, Lorraine.
My other kids are staying with them. This is where the girls used to sleep.
Quite afraid that someone might get hurt, which is why we keep it locked.
You think they got enough Holy Spirit up in there?
I hung them up, hoping they'd keep things from moving around.
Hi there, I'm Lorraine. Would you like to talk about it? Look, I know how it is. I know what it's like to lose your friends because you're different. But I also know that one person can change everything.
I'm just so tired. Everyone's afraid of me. It makes me feel like I'm not normal.
Whatever is doing this to you wants you to feel this way. That's what makes it stronger. Does it feel like it's coming from inside you?
More like it's coming from behind me. It said it wants to hurt you.
Does she have to be in the chair?
But the spirit has shown an attachment to the spot. It'll be easier for Ed to contact it if she's sitting there.
If there's something here that would like to communicate with us, we're all ears. Speak up.
It says it won't talk if you're all looking at me like this.
How about if we all turn our backs? Let's try this again. So what do you think, Bill? We've given you your privacy.
Here I come.
Am I talking to the spirit that's oppressing this family?
Is that what I'm doing?
Yes. Why don't you just leave these people alone?
Because this is my house. I come here to see my family. They're not here now.
Then why don't you just move on?
I don't believe in that. I'm not a heaven man.
You see this?
Help! It let go!
Alright, admittedly, they're leaning more into some of the fantastical of this one. I don't necessarily... I feel like especially they're fixating on the lack of believability since it's children, and children, are they trustworthy? You know, like, is it a hoax?
My heart is telling me to believe them. All I can sense is their own fear. I can't seem to see beyond that.
Even she's starting to waver a little bit. Or is she just suffering a mental blockage because she really doesn't want to be here? She's like hoping internally that it doesn't escalate to the point where they have to cross their line and intervene. No. Please do not jump out, please. Ugh. No, not the demonic room. Alright, he's made his point. Oh, well, they put a freaking bolted lock on the door. You had a key for it. Frick that. You had a key! So it's hard because I didn't witness it. So now I feel like, are they still questioning?
His name was William Wilkins, and he died of a hemorrhage in the brain in that shed.
All public information, by the way. She could have heard the whole story from a neighbor. But as valid as their claims of her levitating off the bed.
The way her knees are bent, the upright position of her body, it looks like she's just jumping.
And what about her voice?
The first time she was making that voice, it was in front of television cameras. Last year, I was conned by a Welsh family pretending to be possessed by demons. I don't know what was worse.
The demons are worse.
It is suspicious.
You sincerely believe that she's faking everything?
Sometimes what we do requires a leap of faith. But the church can't do anything without proof. That's what we need.
In the meantime, Ed and I can be spending time with Peggy and the kids, because they need to be a family again.
How are you getting on in here?
Hey, we're done here. And if you'd like, I could take a look at the washing machine.
Everything's still quiet in there.
Yes, thank goodness.
If we were able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that there is a life beyond this, it would be historic.
This isn't a laboratory. This is someone's house.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. My daughter died in a car crash several years ago. And yes, it would help if I knew that she was, I don't know, somewhere.
Oh, great.
No, don't tell me something's gonna drag him under this. I'm looking in the shadows, y'all. Okay, yup. Yup, something. Yup. Oh, God. Ugh.
Ed, there's something behind you.
Just as something always happens, he's not witnessing it.
Oh, God, you're scratched.
Oh.
Scratches a point mark.
Ew. Yuck. But still right now I feel like I don't know if they've made up their own minds yet, but I feel like they still perceive this family as maybe unreliable narrators of all this. Ed and Lorraine have yet to experience. Especially, I'm shocked Lorraine hasn't had any,
Janet? What's wrong?
Don't you see it? In the kitchen. It's playing with the knives. Johnny. Johnny, what are you doing? Johnny, no.
This is our house.
Johnny.
We got a Michael Myers on our hands, folks.
She was just right here.
Oh! Oh!
Johnny! Darling! Oh, darling, come here.
Keep your guard up, though, y'all. Where's Janet? Yeah! Get the cross, now's the time!
How did she get in there?
She's faking it. I have proof.
She could still be possessed, though.
So much for your leap of faith.
What? My girl didn't make this up.
She was caught red-handed faking an event.
No, it's not possible.
For the sake of your daughter, don't make this harder than it already is. She couldn't have pulled this off alone.
Oh, how dare you. What about you two?
We want to help. But the church will take one look at that video and that'll be the end of it.
What reason would she have had to do that? Well, now I don't know what to believe. I mean, the whole, this whole thing has been, hey, have faith.
I'm sorry, I'm just not sensing anything.
Yeah, she hasn't had her
So that's it
clairvoyance.
then. The only piece of concrete evidence we've got is a video of Janet faking an incident.
Doesn't change the
No, it
fact.
changes
that
everything. You've done really good work here, Morris. You were here for them when no one else was.
He's been painted as the one trying to exploit the situation, but in actuality, he's still fighting for something he genuinely believes. Well, I predict they're going to leave, and as soon as they do, something absolutely diabolical is going to happen, but why would she have done that? I don't understand what her reason would have been other than she's so emotionally weakened and exhausted, like the desperation to be believed, but
Just doesn't feel right. Did you really do it? Wreck the kitchen and all that?
It said it would kill you if I didn't make them leave.
Lorraine, help me set up these tape recorders. If I'm right about this.
No, please, it won't let me go. I'd like to go now. I can't. Who wants her so badly?
Tell me how to stop it.
I'm giving and I'm taking. I was there at your first breath, but I'll follow you till death.
I don't understand. Please,
Oh! Fudge!
The old man's spirit is just a pawn. Something that's taking a blasphemous form
The
to
nun
attack my
that's
faith.
following y'all.
There's a demonic presence in that house.
Well, that explains it, because I've been so curious. What reason, other than just wanting his own property back, what's the motive of this spirit? Why is it trying to break these people down? That explains it. I'll be honest though, y'all, some of the things happening in this one are a little more far-fetched than the first one. It's losing me a little bit. I'm sorry. Are we actually gonna make it to the church this time? Ed had to take matters into his own hands last time. Something's gonna happen with Ed, though. This is the same spirit that is lurking in Lorraine's premonitions.
I can't wait. I'm going on ahead.
No, Ed, don't! Stop!
She needs our help.
This is he's gonna do it. He's gonna break his promise.
But I have to help her.
But what about my vision?
I know I made a promise to you, hon, but I have to do this. I love you, Lorraine.
Ed, no!
Well, what god-awful thing is gonna happen to him? It's interesting, the roles reversed. She was the one very vulnerable in the first one, and now he's in danger. These folks are gonna have a lot of renovations to do, and all this is said and done. Well, ouch. Well, that's gonna take a while. Is he blind?
Janet, where are you?
This nun, y'all, is the creepiest freaking thing. Great. And now we're going in blind. I do love this as a tactic, though. Blind your protagonist, give it from his point of view. Because I'm terrified that we can't freaking see. And so much of the horror in this is what's lurking in the shadows, but...
Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Defende nos in perilio. Te perdeu.
What's your name?
What's your name?
I do know your name.
And I wrote it down.
I need my Bible.
What's happening?
The demon's name gives us power over it. A-L-A-K.
That was spelled in the letters. I swear to God, when they were having breakfast with their daughter, the little, like, magnetic letters on their windowsill spelled that out. Oh, that's what she sees that stabs her husband. Like all this, y'all. I'm sorry, it's difficult. They had me in the beginning, but now I'm starting to lose it a little bit. Ow! Oh frick, she's gonna dive onto that thing. Don't just stand there, oh!
Your name gives me dominion over you, demon.
Profane! Anarchy of snakes! I condemn you back to
Now go grab him!
Ed, are you okay? Janet? Oh my God. Is she alright? There you go.
Their house. I think they just need to move.
Thanks for coming back for us.
You said one person could change everything. I've got two.
One of the most documented cases in paranormal history. They freaking stayed there? Oh, you're kidding. Is that freaking true? Oh yeah, what did he keep? Oh, the music box, the Crooked Man. This really is a Christmas movie, y'all. I thought I was making a mistake watching this. Aw, this one ends with Elvis Presley and not with that scary ass freaking oh.
Tell me about the beginning, the first night that you were having fun. Was your...
Oh, frick, here we go.
What about Janet?
When it comes from your area, Janet, and the voice comes to her, but her mouth doesn't move or nothing moves. I know. Janet, can you tell when...
Nope. No. Alright, I'm turning that off. I can't listen to that. I can't listen to that. Nope. No. Okay, I swear, I'm going back, y'all, towards the beginning when they sit down for breakfast. Yes, the name of the spirit was there. Alright, I will be completely honest and not sugarcoat. I went into this one, y'all hyped this one up, and it had me in the beginning. Y'all were saying The Conjuring 2 is a must, and the beginning, I really was genuinely way more scared. Didn't realize that old man demon ghosts rocked me to my core that much. So when I heard that old man scream coming out of that kid's play tent, had to do some soul searching and debate whether I wanted to keep watching this. So yes, for the beginning half of this, as I think I said straight up, I was like, this is scarier than the first one, no questions asked. But then it definitely started to heighten the fantastical elements, which is an interesting decision to lean more into the fantasy of it all while coinciding with this case, which the public perception and questions about the validity of this case and whatnot. It is interesting that some of the first eyewitnesses were, police, and they straight up said this is above our pay grade, but I'm sure that is accurate for the reasons that they demonstrated. I feel kind of bad because the woman painted to be not the villain in all of this, but clearly her sole mission, she was there to prove that they were falsifying all of this, and she was a skeptic. I admittedly was more inclined to believe with her. She was being painted as the naysayer who doesn't believe in all of this, but I can't deny I'm intrigued by the decision to make this one far more fantastical, beyond the realm of belief for me personally. I guess that's intentional to be paired with this case, which clearly has been, I'm sure is still widely debated today, in spite of, I guess, being the most documented. Although that was interesting because the whole point of this was all of these things were happening and Ed and Lorraine weren't witnessing them. They themselves were skeptical. I guess the decision to lean into the fantastical aspects for this case specifically, which was heavily criticized for being fake, falsified, a hoax, looking for other motives that the family would have had to construct all of this, the media attention that it garnered pretty immediately, and the fact that it's children at hand who I guess are, unfortunately unreliable narrators, but of course that turned out to be immoral in all of this. People don't trust children necessarily and think that they're quick to fake things and lie about it, but Janet was clearly struggling, and Lorraine was able to connect with her on that level of, I know what it's like to not be believed and to see and hear and feel these things that to your core are true, and nobody else will validate that for you. So I did like that moral of it all, that for Lorraine and Ed, they are in this line of work because they relate. They have that shared belief and experience. And I guess a moral of these movies is, yes, is it a matter of faith, but also it's a matter, for Ed and Lorraine, I'd argue they've experienced it and therefore they know, and they're willing to fight to help validate others who are experiencing unexplainable, phenomenon like this. It's not just a matter of eradicating the spirits, it's a matter of showing people that they are seen and that they're not necessarily maybe crazy or whatnot. But I know that after I watched the first Conjuring, I read more into some of the criticism that the Warrens have received historically with, people questioning their line of work. I'm just still very curious. I guess that was intentional, to lean into the fantastical elements of all of this for a case that is highly criticized and I'm sure is still debated, the validity of how legitimate is all of this. But I don't know, I'm tempted to research more into this, but unfortunately this one started off, it really got me. It scared the out of me in the beginning, and I thought I was gonna be put through the ringer. I really was like, shoot, I am in the thick of it with this one. But then as they started to amplify more of the heightened fantastical elements of it, my suspension of disbelief kind of, I guess it's all a play on the fact that a lot of these things were happening. It was behind closed doors. It was the family experiencing it. I guess the whole moral there, the subtext, of course, is, well, who's to say? But all of that was intentional to show these wild things happening, the children flying, levitating, and I guess it's essentially constructing it as you would have heard it through the grapevine as this case was actively happening all these years ago. Public perception, you hear people floating, it's like, okay, what are you willing to believe? How much do you have to see in order to start believing, I think, is a big undertone of these movies. Where is the line for you? And the Warrens have their line as well. They're not ones to shy away from that. So the fact that even they were not necessarily immediately jumping into this case, it took a lot for them to finally come around. And perhaps the first one resonated with me more because the demon of Bathsheba in Conjuring, the first one, it was a parallel with the family. It overtook the mom. The whole baggage of the house in the first film was that families have been driven by the spirit to kill one another, mothers especially. So it was a little more difficult, I think, for me to resonate with, okay, well, why is the spirit of this old man who's not necessarily a witch or anything like that? Like, what's the baggage in this house other than he passed away here and he might just have some vendettas? I don't know. What is the purpose and significance of this elderly man inhabiting Janet, a 12-year-old girl? So I did like the spin of that. It did come around that, okay, he's trapped as well. He's a victim to a larger spirit, a larger demonic presence that is having dominion over all of this. So I'm glad that we did get that explanation because I think that makes more sense. Part of the stakes for me for this one were still weighted in, I don't understand what this man wants necessarily from this family. What's his baggage? What's his vendetta? Why is he so hostile? So we eventually got that explanation. I would have maybe liked to have it sooner than with the last 10 minutes remaining. But what do I know? I don't know. Because just for me personally, that heightens it if you understand the motive of the demons, which was made more clear, I think, in the first film. Also, I know I've been drawing a lot of comparisons between this and the first film. Not that they have to be pitted against one another, but going into this, I felt more scared than I did for the first one, and I thought that was going to ring true from start to finish, and then it came around, and I'm reflecting on the first one and how maybe, trying to dissect why this one lost me a little bit more. So if I'm making too many comparisons, drawing, parallels between the two, that's why. Comparing and contrasting. I'm just trying to assess my own feelings because at the end of the day, this didn't necessarily, it lost me. I'm so sorry. It kind of did. But I'm fixating on the fact that, perhaps that was purposeful to show that for the Warrens, yes, so much of it is just, you have to take that leap of faith. And I think that was, whether that actually happened or if that was added here in the film, when Ed makes contact and he gets into the house and breaks through, he's immediately blinded. And so he is going in blind and he does have to just follow his faith, that literally was hammering in the message that Ed and Lorraine are the first ones to defend. It's like, listen, we will be the first to believe people. I don't know. I've been really inspired to read more about Ed and Lorraine and read some of what they've documented to, not cross-reference per se, to see how much more dramatized this actually is compared to their true stories. But I do appreciate the fact that even the films acknowledge that Ed and Lorraine both have their line, for Lorraine when she's in a mental headspace of she really probably is hoping nothing significant happens in this house so that they can just go home and uphold their promise to one another that they're going to get out of this, when things are starting to feel murky for her and she wants to bail and out of self-preservation, like fair. She especially probably went into this, having that mental blockage, hoping that nothing was going to happen. But I think it's significant to show that she went into this with that mindset, but she turned into the hero at the end of all this. She took the reins. I don't know, I think these movies both, this one especially, but also paired with the first one, are kind of presented to you with this level of truth, yes, of this is all heavily documented and people claim that these things have happened. We literally do have that tape that they played in the credits, they have physical, tangible evidence and proof of some of these things while playing it up perhaps maybe a little bit, even though after I had watched the first Conjuring, I read more into it, and apparently people who were there for those events admitted to the fact that not much of the film was dramatized. So who's to say? I don't know. I think the task of these films is to just present to you, hey, this is all everything that allegedly happened and was documented. And it kind of just tests the viewer to see, okay, how much will it take for you to necessarily, believe. Unfortunately for me personally, this one just didn't hit as much because, again, just for me personally, I'm not trying to invalidate anything about this situation or the fact that it was true, the true nature of these events or whatnot. But for me personally, from how this film presented it, it started to just lose me a little bit. The stakes started to diminish the more fantastical it got. But again, I do appreciate it. I think that's an interesting choice to amplify all of that, all of the kind of mystical elements here that were happening that you could be inclined to believe are fake. Dial it all the way up so that it then just really becomes open for interpretation for the viewer, and then it becomes a personal, question for the audience, for everybody individually watching, what will you believe? But I also really liked the moral there, as Lorraine is discussing with one of the characters who seemingly was in all of this to exploit the situation, and she's questioning, what are you actually in this for? Trying to make history or actually helping these people? And when he tells the truth about his daughter and what he's personally been going through, and the fact that he would like to believe that there is life perhaps that exists, our loved ones who have passed could still be there, be somewhere. So I did like that implication as well, that this isn't all bad. At the end of the day, even though the Warrens see the absolute worst possible cases of spiritual and demonic activity, you can still cling to the fact that your loved ones perhaps are still there to some degree. What will you believe? What do you cling to? What do you want to believe? I'm a little bit honestly disappointed that I didn't maybe like this one as much, because it got me in the beginning. It freaking had me. I was petrified, y'all. I was so freaking scared. My throat is still sore from that initial scream at the beginning of all of this. I'm frankly shocked that my neighbors didn't come pounding on my door, calling management, noise complaining me because it's like 12 on a Wednesday. So even though it might have lost me, some of my fear might have diminished a little bit, I still appreciate the lesson in this one and the kind of presentation openness for interpretation, because that's the moral of all of this. That's really what it all boils down to. The whole line of work for the Warrens is, what will you believe? The criticism, the naysayers, all of that. Everybody has their own individual belief. Yes, they present it as a true story, but at the end of the day, leaves you with that question. What are you willing to believe? How much do you have to see in order to believe? But yes, pleasant surprise that this one turned into a Christmas film. Wasn't expecting that. So shout out to my timing on that part. I felt so out of place watching this right before the holidays, but it fit. It was fitting, thankfully. Just because of the scare diminished for me a little bit, the fear factor started to get dialed down, doesn't mean I didn't like it. As the fear was able to dial down, my vision cleared and I was able to, focus on the message, which I think, I wasn't as necessarily in tune with in the first film. So there's maybe one blessing in disguise. The less afraid I am, the more focused I can be. I'm more locked in because my inhibitions have been released. So that was one good thing to come out of this, but I'm so sorry if my commentary here is at all disappointing. Please forgive me. Maybe we'll rebound in a future Conjuring film. I'm not sure. You guys really highly requested this one. I've not heard too much about the rest of this franchise. I think this nun figure, though, I've seen her before, and I was a little bit nervous. I didn't think she was going to be a part of this, but I do believe that she makes appearances in some of the future installments of this franchise, so let me know if I should keep going. Admittedly though, even if I don't film reactions to the next few in this series, I probably still will watch them for my own curiosity, because I do really like, you know, the Warrens here, you know, as the protagonists in all of this, and the trials and tribulations that they are put through, and, you know, even their own faith being tested at times. On that note, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thank you so much to everybody who requested this, and thank you very much for watching this month's installment of Scaredy Cat. Let me know what we should come out of the gate with in 2025. If you have some other requests or suggestions, do let me know. I am potentially thinking about upping the ante to maybe 2 of these Scaredy Cat installments each month instead of just 1. We'll have to see. Don't hold me to that because I might back out, but I've been really enjoying them. So I hope you guys are doing so well as always, and I will see you guys again very, very soon. Bye guys.